Why is it important to align AI with your enterprise strategy?
I think in this day and age, AI cannot be overlooked. Lots of organizations potentially at the moment don't know how to utilize it or how to leverage it and implement it into their organizations. But I think it's now going to start playing a cornerstone just alongside data as data literacy and becoming a data-driven organization has now become the cornerstone for the large majority of organizations out there. I think this is going to be the logical next step in terms of how we can capitalize on it, and how we can do this and still keep an eye on ethics and biases that can creep in and governance as well. So I definitely think this is going to be the next logical step for most organizations.
Couldn't agree more here. And then, a big part of the AI hype cycle that we see today is that a lot of organizations tend to be, prioritizing use cases that don't necessarily make a lot of sense, but they just want to experiment with AI. Maybe how can you make sure that you're building AI use cases that align with the business strategy and are actually driving value, especially in such a nascent field today?
In our approach, what we tend to do is try to align to business objectives. Now, the overarching business objectives for an organization could be something like, growing net profit by 5%, becoming more efficient, changing the go-to-market, et cetera, et cetera. Now, by looking at projects and use cases that align with the direction that the business is going in from a strategic perspective, you can then start to drive value. Small pilots or proof of concepts as projects can be absolutely fundamental in really trying to prove out A, the use case, B, the value, and then once you've actually achieved that, then obviously scaling that across the organization.
Okay, that's great. And maybe can you paint some examples of, some useful applications that you've seen that kind of fit that criteria from companies you've worked with or companies you've observed?
Absolutely. So, from a financial perspective, we all know that financial departments are littered with spreadsheets. Forecasting, budgeting is absolutely a time-consuming process and very difficult to get right. Now, by utilizing machine learning technologies, for example, a branch of artificial intelligence, we can start to look at forecasting solutions for organizations, really understanding where they are from their data perspective, maybe, like I said, moving along from this very spreadsheet-driven kind of process to then looking at, okay, how can we structure this data to begin with, automation of the data movement, so we would either call this ETL or ELT, the pipelines to orchestrate that into a governed environment that can then be utilized for potentially some of these machine learning algorithms to look at forecasting as a specific use case there. Outside of that, we tend to work predominantly in the Microsoft sphere. Now, what we're understanding is that there's a big use case for virtual agents. Now, lots of organizations are very paper-driven as well. So I can cite one of our clients based out in Dubai currently, and they have over 200,000 documents that they use for their field team. Now, trying to get through and sift through all of this information, which is rich for the organization. It holds years and years of experiences, learnings, and training material as well. Being able to condense that, digitize it, and then present that back in a user-friendly environment, usually a chatbot that could be interacted in, and pick out the nuggets of information from those documentation, again, has become a massively efficient process. And also it opens up that knowledge across the organization in the palm of your hand, whether it's a mobile device, tablet device, laptop, desktop, etc.